Okay, this is the third video for pottery. So today we're going to actually make an original sculpture. So I'm going to teach you how to use what you've already learned about making pinch pots in order to make a sculpture, perhaps an animal. Today I'm going to show you how to make an owl, but yours might change into something else. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're on your canvas like always, and I'm going to give you a piece of clay. Your job is to divide the clay into two equal-ish pieces. And you are going to roll that clay into a ball. And roll the other one into a ball. And you are going to make two pinch pots, okay? So remember how we make our pinch pots is to press and turn, press and turn. These do not press and turn, press and turn. These do not have to be pretty because they're going to change forms. They should be pretty thick walls, okay, about the thickness of your finger. So do your finger test, all right? You don't have to tap it this time. And you're going to do the same thing with the other pinch pot. Now, you should have two equal-sized pinch pots that fit a little bit together like this, okay? Now, the second step is very important. This is how you attach clay. So how you attach clay is you're going to score. This is called score. So you can take a fork, you can take your bamboo stick, you can take your nail, whatever it is that you have available. I also have some scores that I will show you later, but you are going to what you call score, which basically means just making marks all the way around the rim of the first pinch pot and all the way around the rim of the second pinch pot. So once you have your two pinch pots scored, they should look something like this. Okay? Now, when you have your two pinch pots scored, that means you are ready to apply a little water. I'll give you a little cup that has some water in it. All you need to do is dip your finger in, okay, and put water around the edge. You do not need a lot. You just need a little, enough to get it damp, okay? And what this is going to do is sort of act like a glue for attaching the two pots. You don't want to smooth it all so that your ridges are gone though. You just want to tap, 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 tap. Okay? So after you do that, hold on, I need a sip of tea. Then you're going to put the two pinch pots together. Okay? You kind of press them together and you're going to slightly, just a little bit, move them back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. Okay? So now you should have something that looks like this. Okay, it's two pinch pots. If I hold one pinch pot, it doesn't fall off. It's very secure. The next step to ensuring that it stays together is to weld it. So you're going to take your thumb or your finger and you are going to press down and rub so that the clay becomes like it's one piece. You can also go horizontally to kind of smooth it out. All right, but you are going to weld your seam, okay? Sometimes it looks like that. You get a little ridge on the top. You simply smooth it out, okay? Weld, weld, weld. Weld, 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 weld until all the way across you can't see your seam. All right, now you have a ball of clay that has a hollow inside, okay? If I were to put this in the kiln right now, it would blow up, because the air inside would try to get out, it would try to escape, and the pressure would build up so that it would actually, in order for the air to get out, it would blow itself up. So we're eventually going to make a hole, but first we're going to take our boards and we are going to start to shape it. So I'm going to just lightly tap it. You do not need to bang, bang, bang it. We're just going to kind of lightly tap it, all right, so that we can shape it into a ball. Okay. All right, so now I've got kind of this ball that has been shaped, all right, and there's no like big ridges there. It's kind of smooth. Now today I'm going to show you how to make an owl. You might end up making something else, but if you make something else, know that you will have to put a hole in it somewhere, okay? So I'm going to show you how to make an owl, and how to do that is once you have your ball, you're going to tap pretty hard on one side, all right, and you're going to tap pretty hard on another side, all right, which is going to give you, and you're kind of making 2 points so that you have like a corner, so that it's like partially, it almost looks, it's almost like forming a cube on this side, but on the back it's still round, okay? So you've got this sort of, and then you're going to tap the bottom, okay? So you've tapped the bottom and you've got these 2 flat sides. So I'm going to create some eye sockets for my owl by taking my thumbs and pressing in to the owl's face. Okay, so now I kind of have some eye sockets. The next thing I would do would be take a nail or a pencil, and I'm going to actually create the hole that's going to be the eyes. All right. So now what else does an owl need? I think it might need a beak. Okay, so I'm going to use my tools that I have to create a beak. All right. Now it's time to decorate it. All right, so remember all of the textures that you learned from making your medallions, or maybe even your texture plaque if you made that. All right, you can use, a bamboo stick makes a lot of texture just like this, but don't be afraid. You don't always have to draw the things in. A lot of people, at times people think they need to draw the features, but I actually think the more that you can use your tools, the better. Like there's a lot of interesting things that you might find in your tool set. You might want to make, like little circles on the back. Okay? You might want to make it look like feathers on the front. And one way to make feathers is to use your popsicle sticks. Let me find the popsicle stick. Popsicle stick, or even one of these little, these little pitchfork looking things. I don't know exactly what they are. They can make interesting feathers too, okay? But you are going to decorate your owl using texture, however you'd like to decorate it. Or this might have turned into something else. You might have ended up putting something else on there. One thing to remember, a lot of people want to add things to this. That is fine. If I give you a little piece of clay to add something to it, that is fine, but you have to, anytime that you are adding pieces of clay to another piece of clay, you have to score. Like let's say I wanted to add the ears here, you would have to score, get a little bit of water, put your slip on there, is what you would call it, your slip, and you could attach your ears as long as you're welding it down, okay? I'm actually not going to attach an ear right here, but that is one idea. Okay, when you're done, you always write, this is where I got my extra clay, you always write your name, first name, last initial, and period number. I'm writing period 9 because it doesn't exist. When it is completed like this, you can give it to Miss Pick, and I'll put it in the container to dry.